Hello, my friends. I am in Tennessee, Nashville specifically, and I want to go check out some bookstores, so I'm going to take you guys with me. First up is Parnassus Books. All I know about it is it's an independent bookstore here in Nashville, and it is co-owned by the author Ann Patchett. I haven't read any of her books, but I know that she is very famous, but this is apparently one of the best indie bookstores in the city, so we're going to pop in there, and then later today I think we're going to go to McKay's. It is a huge used bookstore. I think they also sell records and stuff like that, but it's known for being like massive, so I'm excited for that one too. But let's pop in. Okay, so bookstore update. First I went to Parnassus Books, and it was really cool. It was small-ish. I ended up going with Into the Blue by Emma Brody. I've been looking for this book for a while now, and I saw it, and so I grabbed it. And then I realized maybe I should have waited to go and get this book because I'm going to 2 romance-specific bookstores tomorrow. I think this is more like general fiction, but with a love story, but I'm assuming that they'll probably have it there. And I checked to see if they had some of the horror books that I was looking for, but they didn't, so I was like, I'm just gonna get this now. I'm excited to read it. I've heard actually mixed reviews, but I'm intrigued. I want to form my own opinion, so I picked it up. And then I just got out of McKay's, and let me tell you, it is overwhelming in there. It is huge. They sell books, but they also sell like DVDs and movies, CDs, instruments, toys, like all kinds of things. And so it's a little overwhelming. They have a really great selection though. I was shocked by how many like newer releases that they have. It's not just like really old mass market paperbacks or anything. They have a great selection. I found Northwoods by Daniel Mason. My friend Amelia actually recommended this to me, I think last year. She raved about it, and then I've heard some good things from other people. I know nothing about it, and I'm going to keep it that way, but I was happy when I found it. I looked for several things. I was specifically looking for Clown and a Cornfield because I want to get that to read for my summer wean. Halloween, but they didn't have that, and they also didn't have the other 2 horror books that I was talking about, so I'm glad that I found something that I wanted. I've been keeping a list of books that I want to find in bookstores when I'm traveling so that I don't just buy things on impulse. So anyway, I am happy so far. It is pouring rain, and I'm headed to the hotel now, so bookstores for the day are over. I'll catch you guys tomorrow. We're gonna hit up 3. Good morning, my friends. Today we are over in East Nashville, and there are a couple of really cool bookstores that I want to go see. First off, I had to stop and get a matcha. I went to this place called Forevermore. I'm kind of picky with my matcha. I really only drink ceremonial grade matcha, and they serve it. So I went over there, and I generally don't get flavors, but they had this cold foam. This one I think is strawberry. They also had a lavender, and it is delicious. So back to the bookstores. First up, we're gonna go to this place called the Bookshop. I think it's just like a general fiction, nonfiction, just a general indie bookstore. And then we're gonna head over to what I think are 2 romance-only bookstores. So the first one is Slow Burn. I'm pretty sure that on the inside it's like dark and gothic and moody and like dark atmosphere, which will be really cool. And then the other one is kind of the polar opposite. I think it's more like contemporary romance, so fun colors, bright colors. I'm not really sure. I've never been, so we're gonna go. But first up, let's head on into the bookshop. Okay, bookstore update. All three of those were amazing. The bookshop, the one I went to first, it's really small, but it's like highly curated. Their selection is incredible. Like they had a little bit of everything, a lot of books that I have on my TBR, a lot of books that I've read that I loved, so that was super cool. And the woman that was working there was like super friendly. We chatted for a while. Yeah, it was a great shop. And I finally picked up I Know a Place by Nat Cassidy. I've been looking for this physically at a couple bookstores, and they were the first ones that had it, and she also absolutely loves Nat Cassidy and loved this book, so I figured let's get that one. And then next up I went to Slow Burn. That one was also super cool. Major gothic vibes, like everything was painted black. I talked to the owner for a bit. Her and her husband basically built it all together, and then she was saying that they're doing some cool stuff this weekend. I won't be here, so I won't get to see it, but she was super nice. And then they had such an interesting selection. They did have some like contemporary romance and rom-coms and stuff like that, but a lot of it definitely aired on the darker side, like paranormal romances, gothic romances, dark fantasy romance, so it was super cool. I ended up going with, well, okay, so actually, before I even tell you what I got, remember how I was like, oh yeah, I have a running list of books that I'm looking for so that I'm not like impulsive when I go to these bookstores? Yeah, that went out the door today. I decided to go with A Hemorrhage of Us. It's a horror romance, and it's also an indie author. It's kind of thick. It's like, I think 500 pages, but she said that she really enjoyed it, and I don't know, there's something in the air. I'm kind of leaning more horror, scary thriller these days, so I picked it up. I'm really excited to read it. I don't really know anything about it, if I'm honest. All I know is that it's a horror romance, and I'm trying to think if I've ever read one. I don't think so. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. And then last bookstore that I checked out was the Novelette. I was so wrong. It is not romance only at all. It had everything. It actually had a fun selection of books too. A lot of the stuff I've seen in other bookstores, but the building itself, like the store itself, was really fun. It had a bunch of different colors. It looked like hand painted murals on the walls. It was a vibe. And I ended up going with Dear Mother by, I think it's Ray Frey. The person working said that it is a local author, so apparently it's signed, but it's just a little thriller. It's super short. I stood in that store for like 30 minutes trying to decide what I wanted. There were a couple of options, but I ended up wanting to go with something a little smaller, less committing, because I feel like I've gotten some thick books recently, so I want to get something a little easier, and it's cool that it's a local author. So now, I drove like 20 minutes outside of Nashville to this bookstore called Duckbill, which wasn't on my radar at all until yesterday, and so I'm gonna pop in. Okay, and last but not least, I went to Duckbill Bookshop, and it was really cute. They just opened in December. I met the owner. She was super nice, really friendly. They have a small selection just because it's a small bookshop, but they had a variety of like fiction, nonfiction, young adult, some children's, local stuff. It was really cool. And then they also do some wild events. Like tomorrow they're having children's story time, and they're bringing in some lady that works with like local wildlife, and so they're having like a possum come to the shop, which I just think is super fun. I ended up getting T. Kingfisher's What Moves the Dead. It's super short. I have Wolfworm by T. Kingfisher at home. I've been saving it to read next time I go home to Virginia just because it's like set in Appalachia. But I decided I wanted to get this one too. They had it. It's short. I've heard only good things about T. Kingfisher, so I'm gonna give this one a go, I think, pretty soon. But yeah, I'm glad that I drove out there. It really isn't that far from downtown. It's worth a trip. It's a cute little area. All right, that is it for the Nashville bookstore tour. We are headed home with 6 books, quite the stack. I'm hoping that all of this fits in my luggage. I think it will. I have a backpack and a carry-on, and I can get creative with shoving these into both pieces of luggage, but I'm excited for all of them. Let me know if you guys have read any of these. Next week we are headed to Kansas. My boyfriend is racing this gravel race called Unbound, and I'm crewing him, and I'm gonna see how many books I can read while he's racing a 200-mile gravel race. So I might take some of these with me. Let me know if you guys have read them. Otherwise, I hope you enjoyed the little tour around Nashville. It's a cool little city. I'm very impressed with their indie bookstores. If anyone has any questions, let me know. Otherwise, I will see you guys next week. Thanks for watching. Bye.